Hi, so in this video, we're going to be checking out three quick ways to add stereo width to some of our sounds. Before we kick off with the tutorial in full, let's just have a listen to the example we're working with. So it's a sort of techie number, and I've deliberately thrown some sounds in there that are mono at the moment so that we can apply some quick techniques to them to get stereo width. So first of all, let's clarify what we're talking about when we're discussing stereo width. First of all, if we have a sound that is playing out of our left and right speakers at the same time and it's identical at any given slice of time, it's totally identical, then that sound is mono. And we hear that. A classic example would be a kick drum. We hear that coming straight down the center of the mix at us. There's a lot of power there. Now, the quickest way to make that stereo, or rather, probably the simplest, is just to pan it a little bit. If we pan it, then obviously we've made it different in one speaker to the other in terms of volume. So if I pan a sound to the left, it will be louder in the left speaker than it is to the right, and therefore I perceive it to be coming at me from the left of the mix. And when we're talking about stereo widening our sounds, we're talking about making them sound like they're being pushed even further apart. So normally, and certainly what we're going to be looking at in this video, we're looking at sounds that are coming out of the left and the right. I don't want them to be lopsided, as in they're panned distinctly out of the left or the right. I want them to feel like they're almost equal, but they're coming at me really wide, as opposed to being mono, where they're coming at me right through the center of the mix. So the trick is, in order to make it stereo, we've got to make the left different to the right, but we're trying to do it in such a way that the sound feels like it's almost wrapping around us. It's right push wide in the mix rather than it being in the center. So the first sound that I've got here is this top fizz. Have a quick listen to this. So totally mono at the moment, straight down the center of the mix. And we're going to use the simple delay on this one. So this is the first technique that we can use very quickly with Live's devices. And we're going to take our sync buttons off here so that we can put the delay in milliseconds. I'm just going to have 1 millisecond on one side and 10 on the other. No feedback, and then all the way wet. So our signal is coming along in mono, and the left side is getting a 1 millisecond delay and the right a 10 milliseconds. So we've made the left different to the right in terms of time at the moment. So this is called the Haas effect. And let's have a listen with this off. Mono. And now widened. Okay, so that is one technique that we can use. The next one we could use is chorus, and there are a lot more than this. I'm just going to cover three that we can use quickly in this video. So with the chorus, I'm going to take the second delay off, and I'll take this high pass out so that the chorus is working on all of the signal. It's only a real high frequency sound anyway. And I'm going to push this all the way wet. And if I go really extreme with this, you can hear what the chorus is doing. So we're getting that sound like it's A, wide, because it's panning the signal, the delay left and right, but B, it's also moving the delay time, and that's giving us this sort of pitched effect. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this until it sounds like it's pulsing quite nicely with the track. So let's just bring maybe a couple of sounds in with this. So that sounds like it's not too obvious, it's not out of time. And then I'm going to bring it back down so it's a lot more subtle. So I'll just solo it again so it's easy to hear what's happening. So now all that wobbly stuff has gone, but any movement there is relatively in time with the track. So again, if I turn this off, we'll go mono and then stereo. And you can play around with this. Might want a little bit more on there. And it really, these are, think of these as tools really that you can use. So you might try, several different things to see which one gives you the best result for that sound. And they all come with their pros and cons. Some of them collapse to mono better than others. Some of them, like the harsh effect and the chorus, will blur the transients a little bit. So you might not want to use them on sharp drum sounds. So it's always worth just checking the different types of widening that you can use. And they're super quick, as you've seen. Now, the other thing that I've got here is an atmosphere that I'll add in now, just so we can have a listen to this and use the final device that I'm going to show you in this tutorial. So let's give this a loop up. And for this one, we're going to use frequency shifter. Now, this is going to do something that's actually similar to the spread controls that you'll find in operator and simpler and so on. As we turn up the control, it's going to tune one of the sides down in pitch and the other side up in pitch. Exactly what happens, as I say, with simpler and with operator. I expect there are other devices with the spread as well that I'm forgetting. So first thing we need to do with this is just turn wide on to engage that mode. And let's have a listen at what happens as I turn this up. So you can really hear that pitch working. Now, I don't want to go anywhere near that extreme. I just need a touch of this. And straight away you can hear you've got that added width. So let's just have a look. I think what we'll do is have this simple delay on, and I'm very quickly going to just key map the letter M there and the letter M there, so I can turn both of my stereo widening devices on and off simultaneously, just so we can have one final listen to what it sounds like with them both on or both off. So let's start with them off. So you can hear the effect, and it just gives it that width and sounds like you've got a lot of a wider mix. And of course, these things are to the side, and then your kick drums and your other elements that you want in focus can be punching right through the middle. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I hope you found it useful. Any comments or questions, please do let us know. You can fire your questions over to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/quantize courses. All the best then. Take care.